Hello, everybody. It's good to be back. 2 weeks off. What a 2 weeks. Sports, getting sick. So, this is Chaz Says Anything, episode 62, the Thanksgiving of Sports. Obviously, it's Thanksgiving week. Short week for most people who work in big business. Um, like I said, it's been a crazy couple weeks. And I'll get to that in a second. So, if you like what you see or like what you hear, click the subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner. I want to start off saying I do apologize to anybody who hasn't seen me in 2 weeks. And this is a special Monday edition because honestly, I thought I was supposed to bowl tomorrow, but that got sidetracked. So got a comment already? I bet you it's start today. Yes, it is. Hey, start today. What's going on, man? So my hiatus. Why was there a hiatus? So back on the 12th, when I was supposed to go on, I got a little sick. Monday, the day before, I was feeling off. Head cold, I thought. Okay, no big deal. Go to the doctor on Tuesday. They take some tests. Go bowl on Wednesday. After work, I bowled like crap. It was the worst I bowled in over a year. Thursday morning, I find out I had COVID. Wonderful, right? So I had to quarantine for like 2 days because I had gotten sick starting Monday. So that was that. Then last Tuesday, Beth and I had a planned, and I was going to be off that week for sure. We had a planned date night, if you will, to go see Elf the musical at Count Basie Theater, which honestly, I think it's still running if you can get tickets. Today's maybe not now 25th. It's over. But honestly, Elf the musical at Count Basie Theater, I was floored. It was a great show. Hands down, the guy who played Buddy the Elf, the cast, the whole cast. I mean, it was choreography was great. I couldn't recommend a better show, and honestly, the house is a beautiful house. Like I want to thank my brother Kevin. He won or had the tickets. I don't know which. He couldn't go. He had something to do in AC that night, some convention. So I thank Kevin. I appreciate it for those tickets. They were well obliged, and no, that's not the right word. Well used, and we appreciate it. Comment. I missed you. Like I said, dude, sick week on the week of the 12th, and then obviously going to see the show. So that's my 2 week hiatus, basically. And I know Aiden was supposed to be on today, my one son, but unfortunately he might be sick as well. He came home with a headache today, so Aiden, feel better. Maybe you'll watch it down the road. Okay? All right. So before I get to football, I think we need to start with a little MLB Hot Stove. Chaz Says Anything edition. We're really hot and heavy into this. So, and I haven't really talked about it. I would have talked about it 2 weeks ago. It's gotten, I was hoping for something to come down today. It has not yet. But the Soto sweepstakes is on the verge of heating up as clubs are expected to start extending actual offers in the coming week, according to a report by Buster Olney. And Soto has either had or is expected to have these meetings with the Yankees, Mets, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Phillies, and Dodgers. Well, according to a report today, what might a Soto contingency plan look like? This is from MLB.com. That I don't know if it's Yankees or backs the Yankees, Mets, whatever. The Yankees are one of 4 teams along with the Mets, Blue Jays, and Red Sox. So what I said there with the Phillies and Dodgers might be out. So if the Phillies and Dodgers are out, it's still Blue Jays, Red Sox, Yankees, Mets, which is very disturbing if the Red Sox actually beat us on this. Anyway, so they remain likely to sign Soto. Per report by USA Today's Bob Nightingale. But what if Soto signs elsewhere? That same report from Nightingale suggests that one potential pivot for the Yanks would still be being quite the haul, and would include signing free agent first baseman Christian Walker, which I'm very okay with. We need that first baseman. He's a solid first baseman from, if I remember correctly, Arizona. I'll take him in a heartbeat, along with Willie Adames or Alex Bregman to play third base, with Jazz Chisholm shifting to second. But that's not all. See, here's the thing. Okay. If we can get Adames or Bregman, and I'll take Bregman actually more than I would take Adames, although Adames is pretty good too. I like Jazz Chisholm at third. I'm in agreement. I think Glaber's done. The Mets can take him. He can go to Minnesota. He can go to Dodgers. Whatever. Glaber is gone. He's just done. But Bregman and or Adames at third would be interesting. Moving Jazz to second. Thing is, you still have DJ. He's on contract, unless you're dumping him like you dumped Rizzo. Although they would have done that already, you think. And then you got Oswaldo Cabrera, Oswald Peraza. Maybe I got them two mixed up, but I think I got it right. Oswaldo Cabrera and Peraza. And there's this new guy. I saw it in another article. It's another guy from the minors. Durbin, I think his name is. So New York could also then attempt to swing a trade with the Cubs for outfielder Cody Bellinger, plus use some of the money it would have given Soto to make a push for an elite starter: Corbin Burns, Blake Snell, Max Fried. I'll take any one of those three, if not two. I mean, it might be a little expensive, but I would give me Burns and Snell in a heartbeat. Fried is just as good. Like he was good in Atlanta. I might go Corbin Burns and Fried. I'd have to see who's a lefty, who's a righty. But that's what I'd love to do. And then there's this other report, mutual interest between the Yankees and okay, let me go to that since it's there. I'll come back to the other ones. Mutual interest between Yankees and Buehler from John Paul Morosi has been told that there's some mutual interest between the Yankees and. So might the Yankees also be wanting Buehler first pitch? Okay, Buehler was largely ineffective during the 24 season as he made his way back from a second Tommy John surgery, but he showed flashes of his former All-Star self late in the season, capped by his 6 scoreless innings across 2 outings during the Fall Classic. So it's possible that we're going to get at least one, if not 2, pitchers on the Yankees, which would be I'd be ecstatic about. But we'll say, like, that's we got the winter meetings coming up in December. So that's to be, figured out. And like I said, Burns is another one. He's the best at MLB at one thing. There was an article that I don't think I can find out because this article was yesterday's article. But he's got ups and downs, which is very much like Rodon, and we don't need 2 Rodons. So Burns, I'm really not sure, but they think they know better. So we'll see what Brian Cashman does. Now this did happen today. Let me go up to it. Breaking suitors. Breaking down, you say Kikuchi, 3-year deal. Let's see if I can find it. It was at the top. All right, I just got to go here. There we go. I don't need it to play. Thanksgiving is time for. Oh my God. They always like to pontificate in these articles. Is that it? Sorry. Start today. Okay. Here we go. I'm at the top now. Kikuchi agrees to join the Angels on a 3-year deal. So it looks like they're about to retool now, which is interesting because they all they can do is retool. Is Kikuchi any good? We'll find out. Let's read this article. Angels have been the most aggressive club in free agency this offseason, which has been a short offseason so far. Kept up with the first big splash agreeing to terms with Yasai Kikuchi early Monday. The deal is the largest since Perry Minasian became general manager in 2020. It's a 3-year, $63 million deal. So $21 million. Oh, Jesus, what now? Anyway, Kikuchi immediately becomes the ace of the club, so he's good enough to be the ace of the club. What is popping up? I don't need to see that. Anyway, their monitor popped up something. I don't know why. And now this is going out again. I have this plugged in. This is stupid. I think this has to do with MLB Network. I mean MLB.com. Kikuchi, I said that already. Breaking down Kikuchi. Okay, here we go. This is what you want to know about Kikuchi. Breaking down Kikuchi from all sides. So, the 33-year-old who jumped from Japan's Nippon Professional Baseball to the majors in 2019 is now entering his 7th MLB season. He pitched for the Mariners from 19 to 21, making his lone All-Star game in 21. Then signed with the Blue Jays in 22. I remember him on the Blue Jays. We could hit him, but he wasn't the best, but he wasn't the worst. Toronto dealt him in the 2024 trade deadline to Houston, where Houston authored one of the best stretches of it in his career to nail down the West title, when they only won it by like 1 or 2 games, if I remember correctly, including right-hander Michael Wacha, who signed an extension with the Royals before officially becoming a free agent. Kikuchi is the first player from MLB.com's senior national reporter, Mark Feinstein's top 25 agents to be picked by a team. Kikuchi was ranked 20th on that list and 9th amongst starting pitchers. So 9th among starting pitchers, that's pretty good. I mean, if you're 9th among starting pitchers that are active to be a free agent, then yeah, you're going to get a pretty big deal like that. He joins the Angels' busiest team of this young offseason. The Halos looking to snap a 10-season playoff drought. That's a long time. That's longer than the Mets. That's a long time. Already acquired slugger Jorge Soler in a trade with the Braves, and inked catcher Travis d'Arnaud, infielder Kevin Newman, and right-hander Kyle Hendricks. Interesting. So it sounds like they're becoming the Braves of the West. That's what it sounds like. And then now Kikuchi is a significant acquisition. Last year's numbers. So 32 games started, 175.2 innings pitched, 4.05 ERA. Not great. 9.9 ERA plus. That's not great either. That's average. 3.46 FIP and a 3.5 F WAR. Not bad for a pitcher for those last two. I mean, you're not going to get big numbers for the FIP and the F WAR. Those are anywhere between, you're going to get 2 to 5 if you're average, and maybe 7 to 8 if you're higher, you're better than average. His career, he started 154 games, 809 innings pitched. Last year's ERA was actually under his career, so he's doing better. He seems to be doing better. So, and his FIP and his F4 are decent for 154 games, but they could be better. So we'll see. This could do well for him if you think about it. But also, if he's the ace, and remember, when you're the ace of a staff, you pitch against generally the ace of another staff. So you have to be just as good. And if Kikuchi goes up against Cole, I'd put my money on Cole on that one. All right. So I skipped around on here. So I think I'm done with breaking down baseball for now. There was only, like I said, a few things, and I'm praying Soto gets this done earlier than later. I really do. So I want to see him back as a Yankee. Okay, so let's get to this. Let me get that went pretty slow. There we go. Okay, so if we go to my confidence pool, okay, last 2 weeks, the women, most of the women have taken control. Angela Quinones won week 10. Kelvin Malara, who I used to work with, Kerry, took week 11. Quidada Hearns took both second place weeks. The 170, she had a tie with Lisa Flood, and Quidada won with her tiebreaker. And Quidada, with the 178, beat me by 2 points. I think that's the week I picked the Giants again. So that hurt me. And so, you know, they're doing pretty good. Actually, Kelvin has moved up. Angela and Quidada are in the middle trying to move up, but that one win helped Kelvin a little bit. Now, this week obviously is not over yet. Going on right now, 8:16. Football's about to start. WWE is about to start. And my guest start today is about to go get dinner. That's my thought. He always gets dinner while I'm actually on this podcast. But now Lisa Flood is currently leading with Andrew Fuentes, Joe Bonello, Paul Garner, and Peter Colomartino in the top 5. But, and there's a but, I go to the Monday what if. So if Los Angeles wins tonight, Lisa Flood wins with 148 points. And there's a two-way tie between Joe Bonello and Steve Remy. Joe Bonello has to get the total points for the game would have to be 49 or less, and for Joey to win, and for Steve to win, it's 50 plus. So that's that for if Los Angeles wins. If Baltimore wins, it's a two-way tie for first, which means first place will be the winner. Second place will be the one who is farther away in the tiebreaker. Now, if I look at the tiebreaker, because I haven't looked at their tiebreaker yet. Let's see. Oh, no. They're going to split first and second. Okay, so if Baltimore wins, they will split first and second place. So the whole kit and caboodle will be split half and half because they both have 42. I didn't see that till now. That's funny. All right, we got another comment. I'm sucking down a banana. Oh, so you already ate dinner. Okay, good for you. All right. So it's either Lisa Flood, Andrew Fuentes, Joe Bonello, or Steve Remy. So Paul will be, again, top 5. Peter will be top 5. But, yeah. And then for the season, at the moment, let's look at the season. Still in first place is Larry Blumenthal with 2062 at the moment. 2030 is Khadijah Wakefield. Third place, Mike Tice, 2004. Fourth place, Andrew Fuentes, and that could go up a little bit. Might put him in third place. Paul Garner in fifth place, outside the money, with 1968. Kelvin in sixth place, 1958. Seventh place, Angelo Quinones, not Angela. Angela, where are you? Okay, you're a little farther down, but you won, which Angelo has not, and that I know that fumes Angela. The wives, let's put it this way: the wives who are in the pool of the two carry men that are in my pool, that are, and they're fuming because they can't win, and their wives are. It's kind of funny. Not a haha funny. It's a humorous funny. Anyway, and then Jeff Blumenthal in eighth place with 1918. He's the brother of Larry. I am in ninth with 1912, and terrorist. That's his nickname. Jeff Zawatsky is in 10th place at 1910. So that's it. That's the way it is right now. That can change and will change in a little bit because of however the game goes today. We're not doing that yet, dude. Not doing that yet. Okay. So, oh, I didn't. Okay, I didn't do my pick six yet. No, I might have to do that online. So this was the week I was coming off of, week 10. Didn't do very well. Giants. I thought they'd kill Carolina. That didn't happen. Jets. I thought they'd keep it close with Arizona. They got destroyed. Cincinnati. I thought would lose handily. They barely lost. And I got the win with Baltimore. Pittsburgh. It barely beats Washington. I lost that. Philly over Dallas. That this was the beginning of the end, even though this past week was not. It was pretty bad. I'm not even. Oh, I moved things down. Wait, I didn't take those out. Okay, sorry. Hold on a second, guys. I meant to take that out. Okay. Yeah, so and then Miami, I did I thought the Rams were better. I really did. I still think the Rams are better. But Miami, this was the second of their 4 game winning streak. And I went 30 I've got now 32-8, went 2-4 that week, and 533 average. So I'm not going to do a pick six because I don't have the actual schedule yet. And I haven't done any picks yet, so that's going to be a little tough. Or you have Thanksgiving Day picks. That would be cool. Let's see. Like I said, I didn't do the picks because, again, today's Monday and there's still a game. Maybe I'll be nice and I'll actually say it. I'll say it on here. Let me go through the games first that have happened that I want to talk about real quick. So let's talk about the rest of Week 12. I'll talk about all of Week 12 actually. So let's see. Beginning of the week. The game just started. It's just 0-0. Okay. So beginning of the week, one of the 3 games that destroyed everybody in the pool. Cleveland beat Pittsburgh 24-19 on Thursday night. Mind blown. I should have known that was the beginning of, okay, someone's getting screwed somewhere. So Pittsburgh couldn't figure it out. I know they'll right the ship. They were away. They usually win at home. Somehow Cleveland just I can't explain it because I didn't watch it the end. I watched most of it. Carolina, Kansas City. Kansas City won, but they only won 30-27. Thankfully, in my pick Patrick Mahomes, my fantasy quarterback, actually had a pretty good game. I didn't see the game. It wasn't on New York TV, but what I was following, they did enough to win that game. It's why they have to be so close, it makes no sense to me. I don't understand what they're not doing right throughout a whole game. Minnesota had to go to overtime to beat Chicago. Wow. I mean, that a lot of close games that were really making people nervous. There's no doubt in my mind people were making people nervous. Minnesota comes out with the win. They're 9-2. Absolutely amazing. That's that. This destroyed every player in my game who had picked them from, let's say, 3 all the way up to, Looks like 10 or 11. Big numbers for this game. Everybody picked Houston. And Tennessee and Will Levis won that game 32-27. I mean, what did I have it at? I think I had it as a high number. Eight. That was high enough. I lost my 11, my 8, my 1, my 13, my 5, and my 2. And I still have my 4 to go. So, next game, most people won this one, and they won handily, but usually they've been winning a lot with a lot more points. 24-6 in Indianapolis. Detroit won. Miami at home took care of New England. I mean, took one of the few home teams that actually did win this weekend too. Miami took care of New England 34-15. Tampa Bay, New York Giants. I had the Giants at 1, like every Giant fan I know, except for John D. From Kerry. He did not. He had the Giants at 11 again. Between me, Mike Kearns were trying to talk to him, tell him, don't hurt yourself. You're hurting yourself by putting numbers that high with that team. Even my brother, 7. No, that's not smart. Tampa Bay took the Giants to school. Our offensive and defensive lines should be ashamed of themselves. I watched most of that game. It was a travesty among travesties. What Malik Neighbors said, amongst a few others too. Olumanor said something, and so did I was a defensive lineman. I can't remember who. This was not the quarterback. This was not Tommy DeVito's problem or fault. Let's be real. He didn't look good. I'll grant you that. Should have ran more than he did, but starting to think that's Dable's fault. And a telling story with Malik, and going back to Malik, is that Malik said what he said, and it got me thinking. I have him in fantasy. You score points when they catch balls for receptions and touchdowns, okay? You know what I had for Malik Neighbors for 3 quarters? 0 points. Because he didn't get anything thrown to him. Why? Well, Malik was asked that, and he said, go ask Dabes. You know what? I hope he doesn't get fined. Because he's a good kid. He's frustrated. He's probably been pent up for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And he knows it's not the quarterback. It's the play calling. I don't know who our offensive coordinator is. I really don't. Because they never talk about him. When the Giants are playing, they never talk about him. If Dable's not done, but this continues, he will be done. I promise you that. And Shane will be right out the door with him. Because Saquon's doing so well. And I'll get to Saquon, because that's a story. Washington, Dallas. The third of the 3 games that destroyed the confidence pool. Dallas was winning 10-9 in the third quarter. And apparently the football threw up because 42 points was scored in the fourth quarter. How does that happen? That makes no sense to me. MLB would. Okay. 8 players are free agents. Okay, whatever. Anyway. So, Dallas wins 34-26. Back and forth in that fourth quarter to the point where Washington obviously just got tired and couldn't do it anymore. Another comment. I see a second eye here. Hey, Bucking Blues here. I started sucking down a banana split. I thought it was a chili dog one. Well, yeah, he apparently already ate his dinner. Anyway, so yeah, Dallas. Good for Dallas to show up. Good for Dallas to actually win this game. Other than, let's see, Paul and Mike Wojcik and uh, Joe Fuentes. Only three people, only three Dallas fans that actually picked Dallas. Now I think there's at least two or three more Dallas fans that actually went Washington and probably kicking themselves for it. All right, next game. Everybody got except for Joe Fuentes. Denver over Las Vegas. I question why anybody would pick Las Vegas. They are probably just as bad, if not as worse than the Giants. Like they're pretty bad. They can't win at home. They can't win away. They're not the. It's going to be between Vegas, Jacksonville, and the Giants. Top three for the draft. Say that now. Green Bay destroyed San Francisco. So I mean, San Francisco came into this game hurt, backup quarterback, and it was the wrong backup quarterback in my opinion. You got Joshua Dobbs on your team. If you don't know who Joshua Dobbs is, look him up. He did an amazing job with, I want to say, Cleveland last year before he got hurt. Joshua Dobbs is legit as a backup anyway. He could play, and they didn't even try. It seems like they didn't even try. You got all these weapons in San Francisco. They didn't even try. Next game, Seattle, Arizona. That was barely a game. Most of us had Seattle. Did I have Seattle? No, I had Arizona. I thought Arizona has the weapons, and Kyler Murray was supposed to be this. He's supposed to be this, prodigy quarterback, and he's hit or miss is what he is. Sometimes he hits, sometimes he doesn't. Chili dog. When did you actually suck on it? I don't know why John Mellencamp would. Okay, John Mellencamp. Whoa, where did that come from? Okay. Um. So news and notes. Okay, I did, and then the Philly. I gotta talk about Philly. Thank God for Saquon Barkley that I picked him in fantasy. I had two players going in that game. Both had amazing games. Barkley and Nakua. Puka Nakua got me 20 points. Saquon got me 86. I beat my guy just with Saquon alone. I have 226 points going into tonight's game. The other guy's got 70. I had a good week this week when it came to fantasy. And for those of you that don't know, this league that I'm in, it's somebody else's league, and the winner gets a WWE championship. I want that so bad. You have no idea. But yeah, so Philly pretty much dominated, mostly 37-20. It was the Saquon Barkley show. I mean, hands down. Over three, I think it was 300 yards in total, like with running and passing. I mean, or catching. It was ridiculous. I know. Okay, so I'd say I never knew that. I know John Mellencamp. I don't know. I don't know that lyric at all. Um. So yeah, that was probably the best game, and honestly, the fact that Beth was not yelling mostly, I knew it was a good game for Philadelphia. Another comment: have you actually seen anyone do that? I would assume you would choke. No, I've never seen someone suck on a chili dog, let alone a hot dog. Anyway, okay, so news and notes. So you want me to talk about week 13? Let's look at the scheduled games. I'm not going to give you every game. I'll give you six. I'll give you the first three Thanksgiving games, I think. So we got Chicago at Detroit, 12:30. I think hands down Detroit wins that game. That's an easy two touchdown, maybe even three. New York, Dallas. You know my love for the Giants. Giants don't win this game. Unless somehow the weirdest things happen where Dallas forgets to play football. I, I don't see New York winning this game. As we went up against a team that we could have beat, and we did nothing. Maybe it's MetLife. Honestly, maybe it's MetLife. I could be wrong, but 0-6 at MetLife this year, that's not 0-6. I think I meant 0-6. If I said 0-5, I apologize. 0-6 at MetLife right now. Our 2 wins are away, which I don't fear. I feel it could happen with the Giants. I don't think it will. Dallas wins, I'll say by 6 or 7. It'll be close. Comment. Did you see the Tyson fight? I'll get to that. I have something to say on that. Okay, so I got Detroit, I got Dallas. Third game is the Thursday night Thanksgiving game. Miami at Green Bay. I got Miami fans telling me, or at least one Miami fan telling me, he doesn't think his team's winning, and I agree. I think Green Bay wins this by 2 touchdowns. Easily 2. Remember, and I know cold usually doesn't mean anything anymore, but it is Miami. These guys were just playing in 80-degree weather. Just this week, we're playing in 80-degree weather. They're not going to be now. It's going to be like 30 degrees, if not less. Green Bay will win this game. Let's go to the next game. Friday. Oh, by the way, there is a Friday game. So we'll talk about that game. It should be a very easy game. But it's Kansas City at home against Las Vegas. You know Max Crosby wants to eat Patrick Mahomes alive. That's the thing. That's what he wants to do. I still suspect Kansas City wins by 3-6, maybe 7. The other tight end, Noah something. No, I just picked him up on my fantasy team. No, a tight end who's not named Travis Kelce is doing very well. He's got 4 touchdowns in 2 games. I suspect he'll be the future of this team. Travis Kelce is very long-winded, and who knows how long he's got left on this team. I say Kansas City wins that game. So I'm going all 4 home games right now. 2 more. Let's see. I'll do, you know what? I'll do the Sunday night, and I'll do the Monday night. Sunday night game. San Francisco at Buffalo. I suspect San Francisco is still hurt. So I'm picking Buffalo by 10. And now Monday night, Cleveland at Denver. Cleveland can surprise, but Denver at home with probably the best quarterback of this past draft, in Bo Nix. I say Denver wins. So 6 games, all 6 home teams will, in my opinion, in my thought, will win. 3 comments. Let's see. I pick Green Bay. I'm going Kansas City. I'm picking Buffalo. I'm with you with Denver. Yeah, okay. Not everybody has to agree, and I appreciate it if you do. Let's see if I'll write these down for next week. Well, not next week, but I'll get to that too. I got things that are down the list. So those are the games. Okay, next. These are the college games from last time we picked. So I'll go real fast. I lost those 3. I went 2-1 on here. I can't believe I lost Georgia like that. How Ole Miss beat Georgia? I don't know how that happened. Win, loss, win, loss. Oh no, win, loss. So I lost Miami. Miami actually lost to Georgia Tech. LeBruno, you need to tell me. You need to make me understand how Miami actually lost to Georgia Tech. 2 weeks ago, I was out of it. I don't recall, but honestly, I don't understand either. Next, Mississippi, I won. Michigan, I'm sorry, Tennessee, I won. Indiana, I won. BYU, I won, and Florida, Notre Dame, I won. Notre Dame destroyed Florida State. It's amazing that Florida State actually didn't fold, but as a team they did. But they did come back the next week, from what I understand. Alabama lost. Oh no, no, wait! This is the week they won. I'm sorry, I picked them to lose. So I picked them to lose the wrong week. I heard they lost last week, not the week before. It is what it is. Nevada won. Kansas. I had Iowa State, not realizing Kansas was on a streak. Kansas just beat them 45-35, and Army absolutely in defensive mode on that game beat North Texas 14-3. We got a win with Clemson, 10-point win, not too bad. Utah State. I had Washington and they won. Win with Colorado. He did good that week. He didn't do good the week after. Lost with Pittsburgh. Really thought the Panthers had it there, and they lost 24-19 to Virginia. Lost Vanderbilt. South Carolina took them to school. Like a top 25 team got taken to school by a so-so South Carolina team. Boston College, another one, lost that one. Syracuse has been up and down, and that's been pretty obvious. Get out of that. Let's see. Next, West Virginia beat Cincinnati. Minnesota lost to Rutgers. Rutgers got their sixth win, but they also now have their fifth loss. Navy beat South Florida pretty well, but obviously, if you heard this weekend, Navy got spanked in Yankee Stadium by Notre Dame. And then Duke, NC State, I lost that one. Duke did actually win that game. Temple beat Tulane handily. Oklahoma State lost to TCU handily. Missouri beat Oklahoma by 7, just the wrong number. I had 28-21. It was 30-23. And lost Hawaii, UNLV. I thought Hawaii was much better, but I guess not. They lost by 2. And then the last games, Fresno State lost to Air Force, got that right. And Monmouth and the FCS got beat by New Hampshire 33-20. I went 21-13 for the week. I don't know what I am for the year. I'm going to have to watch episode 61 and get that number. I will figure that out down the road. Okay, so I didn't do picks, but for next week because they're becoming few and far between. So I'm going to be done with doing picks. I might talk about some games, down the road about what's going on, especially with the college playoff coming up. So let's look at the rankings now. The playoff portion of the playoff picture does not come out till tomorrow, so I can't talk about that. What I can talk about is 61 out of 61 votes for Oregon. Oregon is the only undefeated team at 11-0 right now. Not too bad. Comment. I'm glad you agree with me. I do appreciate that. So, Oregon first, Ohio State second, Texas third, Penn State 4, Notre Dame 5, Georgia 6, and Georgia is the first 2-loss team that is that high. Tennessee also 2-loss team is 7th. Miami is 8th with 1 loss. SMU is 9th with 1 loss. Indiana is 10th with 1 loss. That was a big loss they had against number 2 Ohio State. That would have been interesting if Indiana actually did beat Ohio State. I mean, talk about the flip-flop. Texas would have been back at 2. Everybody would have been up. Indiana might have actually been over Ohio State. Would have been very interesting. Because Indiana then would have been undefeated, which would have been good. For them, anyway. Boise State 11. They got 1 loss. Clemson 2 losses. They're 12. Outside looking in, Alabama with 3 losses. That loss this weekend did not help them. And they're not the greatest team. So if they get one more loss, forget it. They're not. They'll be in a bowl, but they won't be in the playoffs. That's for sure. Arizona State, they have a favorable schedule. One slips, Arizona State's getting in. Ole Miss, they got 3 losses. That's going to be tough. South Carolina, 3 losses. That's going to be tough. Iowa State, Tulane, and BYU all with 2 losses. They'd have to run the table. Texas A&M, UNLV. A&M's got 3. UNLV's got 2. UNLV, their strength of schedule is not really good. Illinois, Colorado, both with 3 losses. Missouri with 3 losses. Army with 1, but the big loss to Notre Dame. Unfortunately, I think Army, I mean, they're going to get a bowl. That won't be the issue. Notre Dame's just tough. This Notre Dame team, they're gonna compete, and I can't wait to watch that. Others that got votes: Kansas State, Memphis, Syracuse, Louisville, Washington State, Duke, Louisiana Lafayette, Florida, LSU, and Georgia Tech. Comment. Let's see. What does the National National Conference of Athletic Association. I'm almost positive that's what that is. National Conference of Athletic Association. So that's for all college sports. All right. I think that's it for sports, honestly, guys. There's only so much I could talk about. There's a couple other things, like I said, I do want to talk about, and this is huge. Let's see. Comment. Thank you, Jess. No problem. WWE Survivor Series War Games is Saturday, November 30th at 6 p.m. exclusively on Peacock. So the matches are as follows: Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, The Usos, CM Punk versus. I should have been more exuberant with that, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Versus Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Big Bronson Reed. So if you watch SmackDown this weekend, to me, that was the best SmackDown I've seen in months. Hands down, the best SmackDown I've seen in months. And it all revolved around, okay, Big Bronson Reed came out the week before. He's their 5th. What is Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and the Usos going to do? At the end of last week, week before his match or show, Roman Reigns makes a phone call to the wise man, Paul Heyman. And it goes, doo-doo-doo. He can't be reached. So be it. Week goes by. Nothing on WWE.com. Nothing was talked about. There was rumors, big rumors. Now, you get to near the end of this SmackDown. It was okay SmackDown. Matches and so forth. Something did happen. I'll talk about that. It's a kind of a big story that goes into Survivor Series. So they're in the ring, 4 versus 5, and they're just staring at each other. Then you hear, "My name is Paul Heyman." Okay, that's Paul Heyman's normal thing. He comes out, does his shtick, and he says, 4 does not equate to 5 in my world, which most of our worlds, 4 does not equate to 5. So he had an idea of adding that 5th person. 5th person being CM Punk. Now, for all intents and purposes, I should have figured this out. Maybe some people who are bigger wrestling fans than me actually did. Paul Heyman used to manage CM Punk before he managed Brock Lesnar, before he managed Roman Reigns. CM Punk just came back last year. CM Punk's been hurt because of the whole thing he had with Drew McIntyre with the sword. Yeah. So he has been away. Randy Orton was hurt. Kevin Owens and Cody are doing something else. He doesn't want to wrestle with Roman doesn't want to wrestle with Seth freaking Rollins anymore. I get it. It's bad blood there. Whatever. Fine. But that's where CM Punk, I should have known. Like there was some bad blood, but it wasn't enough for him not to be part of this. And I'm sure there'll be some story where CM Punk's not going to trust Roman, or vice versa. We'll see what happens. We got less than 5 days from this. Okay, I can't wait. I am stoked. If you don't know what a War Games is, it's 2 rings connected. I think they're in cages. I could be wrong. They may not be. They might go 5-on-5. I don't remember. It's not been a part of my brain to remember some of these things. I could probably watch it on YouTube from like years before. It might have been last year too, for all I know. If I remember correctly, it was at Royal Rumble, or one of them is when was it CM Punk? CM Punk. I think it was a Royal Rumble when CM Punk came in at the end, and everybody was getting upset because I think that was a War Game match. So I'm pumped for this. I hope to see Roman Reigns and them win this match. We'll see if that happens. Be interesting if they lose. See what the direction goes. But that's probably the main event for that match. Next one, which is still a pretty good match. World Heavyweight Champion Gunther against Damian Priest. And I don't know if this is going to be a regular match or some type of stipulation. If it's in a cage, I don't know. I'm sure we'll talk about it more tonight on Raw or SmackDown. Comment. Yeah. 4+1 is, yeah, exactly. They just did that for the hell of it to I guess to spice up the speech. But the next match that they have going at the moment, I'm sure there'll be at least one more. I think they have 5 normally for these bigger matches. So it's Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill. Sorry, it's not Cargill. It's Cargill. Naomi and Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Now, if you didn't see SmackDown this past weekend, Jade Cargill was laid out on top of a car. Now, for all intents and purposes, she was thrown on it. In reality, they probably sat her on it, staged her body to look a certain way, and prior to that, they smashed the windshield with something else. I'm not oblivious to think that she was thrown into that. But, especially if we didn't see it. But, I don't think for whatever reason she's wrestling in this match. They're going to get somebody else, and I think that somebody else is going to be Naomi's teammate. I'm not Naomi. Io Sky's teammate. Sai, the other Asian girl. Can't think of her name. I think she takes up Jade's spot. We'll see. I can't wait to see Rhea Ripley go at Liv Morgan. I love their matches. I really do. And Rhea versus Nia would be an amazing match as well. So, now what's going on right now on Raw? Not the biggest of things. And now Bianca Belair and Nia Jax battle to see who will have the advantage at War Games. I would have had Rhea wrestle her for the advantage. That would have been more fun. I don't know. I'm not liking that, but it is what it is. Let's see the preview. I mean, the matches don't look great. There's some good ones. Here's the quick hit. So, like I said, Bianca Belair and Nia Jax battle. The New Day take on Alpha Academy. New Day being Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Alpha Academy being Otis and Akira Tozawa. I suspect at some point the New Day's breaking up. If you know a little bit about WWE and Raw, Xavier and Kofi have been, not on the same page, and obviously that's probably part of the story. My guess, Xavier leaves with Kofi, and that's how Otis and Tozawa win. That's my guess. Next match, this will be interesting. Bad guy versus bad guy. You don't get too many of those. Braun Breaker clashes with Ludwig Kaiser. So, I guess Ludwig Kaiser is part of Raw. I thought he was part of SmackDown because that's where Gunther is, but whatever. Maybe Gunther is part of Raw. Who knows? It goes back and forth every once in a while. So after Kaiser attacked Breaker in the back, he called him out, and now he's got a match. And Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee take on American Made, which is Chad Gable's boys, and I can't see their names. Where are their names? Oh, Julius and Brutus Creed. That's who is American Made. In a Tornado Tag Team match. Now, Tornado Tag Team is basically not a tag match. Tornado Tag Team is everybody at everybody. So, I'm curious how that's going to go. You like George the Animal Steel bucking blue? Yeah. That's going way back, bro. Way back. All right, so nothing else really planned for Raw tonight that I can see. I'm sure it'll pop up if something else is going on. There's usually people talking. I'm sure we'll see somebody talk about something, especially Gunther and or Damian Priest. George was cool. Yeah, he was cool. Okay. Also on the WWE front, be prepared, WWE fans. WWE Raw debuts on Netflix from the Inuit Center. I'm saying INTUIT, whatever, Dome in Los Angeles on January 6th of 2025. I hope and pray, because there's not only that, but there's also the first pay-per-view, which is Royal Rumble, going to be on Netflix and not on Peacock anymore. And my fear comes from this. And Bucking Blue, we now can talk about it. Speaking of Netflix, let's talk about Tyson Paul on Netflix. So let's talk about the whole show. Okay? Comment? Yeah, I know how it's pronounced, but I can't. Oh, Into It. Okay, thank you. Anyway. So, let's talk about the whole match. All three. First one, I didn't see. I heard it was okay. From what I've been told. From what I've read, too. The second one with the ladies. I watched 3/4 of that. I saw the headbutt. The accidental one. And then I saw the actual one where you can see her intentionally do it. And I think she did it twice. It came out unofficially. She had twice, the Latino girl had twice the hits than the Irish girl. How does the Irish girl win? I'm confused on that. Still, I don't understand it. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. Half that crowd was going nuts, if not more. The Irish girl, and I'm Irish. I'm all for Irish. But you purposely headbutt somebody, and that's illegal, you need to be either disqualified or get points taken off. And obviously she didn't. So I don't know if the fix was in on that. I don't know. But it was fishy about that one. It was a good fight. Don't get me wrong. That, comparative to the other two, that was the best fight. But the wrong person won. Hands down, wrong person won. Now, let's talk about Tyson Paul. My want was for Tyson to win and Paul lose. That was my want. what I thought would actually happened. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it. And I probably like a lot of people who are going to watch this, and maybe Bucking Blue, maybe start today. If you watched it and you watched it on Netflix, hopefully you didn't have to pay for it because you were paying Netflix already. But it started buffering and going in circles. 75%. I swear I thought I was in 2003 all over again. I thought I was on the internet in 2003 with the, yeah. I was dissuaded. It was bad. Now, luckily for Beth, now remember, this is 12 o'clock at night. Okay? It was 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we're dealing with this. Beth found it on her phone. Someone was had it on either Facebook or X or something, and she found it, and they were streaming it from their phone. So she was watching it from that. That's fine. I was done. You know what I watched? And it was a great show. And I recommend it to everybody. Especially if you're a wrestling fan. Mr. McMahon. The series. I think it might be more than one episode, I forgot. It's been a while since I've seen it now. But honestly, Netflix better get their together. I cursed, but I didn't. Get it together, Netflix. WWE is bigger than boxing. I'm telling you, Triple H and Tony Khan are not going to be happy if this happens, where you're buffering the main event of Royal Rumble or the main event of the first Raw on Netflix. And everything's going to Netflix, from what I understand. I could be wrong. I don't know if USA is still holding on to SmackDown and still holding on to NXT. And is NBC still getting Saturday night? I don't know. We'll see. 2 comments. Let's see. Chaz versus Netflix. Well, I'm not the only one who had this to start today. A couple of my friends who from work who did watch it did have buffering issues as well. Yeah, but I wouldn't win versus Netflix. Yeah, that would be lit. I agree, Bucking Blue. That would be lit. I don't know, unless it's a physical fight, and then the guy's got to be either my size or smaller. I'm not fighting a big dude, because if I'm fighting a big dude, I'm getting my boy Tamba to fight my fight, and Tamba usually is watching. I'm sure, or will be watching. He'll see that I want him as my bodyguard. Tamba will be fighting my fight if Netflix is bigger than me. Anyway, so yeah, I will say the way the Tyson Paul fight actually did go, from what I saw and later on highlights on the ESPN Sports Center. Honestly, Mike should have fallen in the fifth round. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to make the 8, and it was 2-minute rounds. So what's shocking is that Paul didn't knock him out the way Tyson was moving around that ring. So I sense Tyson Tyson's done. He got his one payday. He's done. Paul, he's gonna have to find somebody now. This was his pinnacle for money. He's not finding anybody bigger. You're not getting Evander Holyfield. You're not getting the Big Show. You're not getting Brock Lesnar. You're not getting any of those guys. You're getting guys that are going to be boxers, who are not going to be that draw that you want. See, that's a man I'll verbally take on. Jake Paul. I can verbally take him on. Anyway, I'm not challenging that, but I'm just saying I could do it. Okay, so I saw this, and this is a little disturbing for us New Jersey people. If you're living in New Jersey, very disturbing, actually. And I don't mean to be political. I'm not trying to be political. This is just a story that it affects every New Jersey and other actually people that travel through New Jersey. It affects them too. Well, according to the article by this guy Bueller from 1057 The Hawk, let's not beat around the bush. Jersey is an expensive place to live. That's an understatement. From houses to taxes, the general cost of living in the Garden State can really take a toll on your bank account. That's the truth. So can child support. Anyway, now for the price we get to live in the greatest state in the country, with easy access to pristine beaches, some of the best food in the world, and some truly breathtaking natural wonders. Yeah, like Newark. Anyway, uh, sorry, I had to go there. Especially where I live north. I live south, just south of it. That being said, it looks like 2025 will get just a little more expensive, especially for commuters in New Jersey. Okay, it's telling me to wait. There we go. So, prices generally increase each year, which happens, but it's still pretty annoying. That's his opinion. What's even more annoying is when it's tolls on our roads going up. And even though the tolls go up, I'm still trying to avoid potholes all over the place. He's not wrong there. You, you It's a manhole, and these manholes are deep. Go again. Okay, I'm back. Well, we got two comments. Let's see. I haven't even talked about the thing yet. You're breaking up. Yeah, I saw. I think it's just 1057 the Hawk page. I apologize. So, like I said, I'm talking about the two major highways are set to get raised. Hopefully, you hear me now. I'm down to 0. That's not good. Live viewers 0. Okay. Well, you might have to. Maybe they're rebooting. I don't know. Anyway, so NBC reports that not only will we see an increase in tolls on the New Jersey Turnpike, but we will also see tolls on the increase on the Parkway. On the New Jersey Turnpike, we'll see an increase of about 16 cents in general at places like Interchange 4 through Interchange 7A, we'd see an increase of 10 cents. From 195 to Interchange 6 and the Newark Airport, we'll see a toll of 30 cents. It's a lot. Like, I live right off of 12A or 12. And I'm going to start taking back roads more. I mean, it's just as simple as that. I mean, Turnpike's easier to an extent, but, that's too much. It seems like it anyway. Frozen like Elsa, start that over. What's going on with tolls? Do you hear me now? Do you guys hear me now? Let me know. Am I frozen? I shouldn't be. I'm moving my head. Because I didn't see anybody watching. Now I see your stream is getting better. I blame the duck on the left. Don't blame StreamYard. Well, I don't pay for it, but yeah, it might be. I don't know. We'll see. I might be thinking about going away from StreamYard and going just straight YouTube. We'll see. They have to work with me because I can't go on a website and have this here. I'm not even putting it onto the screen, which is annoying. But anyway, as I was saying, I'll say it again. NBC reports that not only will we see an increase in tolls on the New Jersey Turnpike, but we'll also see some tolls increase on the Parkway. On the Turnpike, we'll see an increase of about 16 cents in general. And at places like Interchange 4 through Interchange 7A, you'll see an increase of 10 cents. From I-95 to Interchange 6 and the Newark Airport, so I-95 to Interchange 6, you're good now, but StreamYard is a bunch of quacks. Anyway, so interchange. So if you know I-95 to Interchange 6, that's at 6 all the way to Pennsylvania. That's that little road. Okay, and Newark Airport obviously is 13A. You'll see an increase of 30 cents. That's for one shot, 30 cents. And on the Parkway, you'll see an increase at Cape May, Great Egg, and Summers Point. That's all south. A few cents here or there may not seem like a lot, but if you're traveling on it like on a daily basis for work, it adds up really fast. It does. Like I take back roads to work every day. I'm lucky I get to do that. If I were 30 cents at certain spots, 30 cents absolutely starts that I pay attention. So you're gonna have to pay attention. This is why I want to talk about this. This is a thing that New Jersey residents need to know. I'm not going to say whether I'm a Republican or Democrat. I'm not going to say I voted for Murphy or I didn't. What I'm going to say is this needs to be fixed. Okay? Plain and simple. I'm okay with a incremental 6, 7, 8 cents. Let's keep it in the single digits. I don't understand why we're being squeezed like an orange, and we're not even from Florida. That's a problem. I don't get it, but this is what write to your politicians. I might be writing to Frank Pallone. He's my politician. He's in my district for Congress. Frank Pallone's a good guy from what I've recalled and seen with Frank Pallone. I also know another politician who went to my high school, Declan O'Scanlan. Maybe I give him a little email, find out the deal. Because this is something I as a New Jersey resident of 48 years, this is extreme, in my opinion. Especially when doesn't seem like that there's the right construction and right use of the money that they're going to do it with. Especially with the MTA, with the bridge and the 2 tunnels. We get money from that. You're telling me you can't siphon money from that? I don't know. that like I said, that just bothers me, guys. Really does. All right, so that's that email. I'm gonna hold on to that email. I might be I'm a political leader. If I'm going to run for office soon, I'm not putting a plan together. I'm gonna put that one up. Start today wants to be a political leader. I'll say this: you got to have a name. I have a slogan already. Want to hear it? Sure. Let me know. What is it? I'll put it up. What's the slogan? I'll wait. While I wait, I'll put this up. Take that down. Birthdays of the week will be coming up as soon as he comments. Start today. Start today. That's your slogan? Okay. We'll start what today? This is his slogan, people. Start today. Okay. So birthdays of the week. As is Monday, I will go back to Sunday. Okay. Oops. Yesterday's birthdays. Ted Brownell. I hope I said it right, Ted. Happy birthday. A bowling friend of mine from the league I'm in, and unfortunately his mother passed. Sorry to hear that, Ted. My deepest condolences and prayers with you and your wife. But Ted's birthday was yesterday. Frank Wilkinson, if you don't know him, he is the owner of Rab's Bowling Center in Staten Island. I've never been. I hope to go. I'd love to go one of these days. I've never actually been on Staten Island, at least to visit or to go to. I've driven through it once. But Frank Wilkinson owns Rab's Bowling Center in Staten Island. It's in northern Staten Island. He also was, at one point, the national USBC president at one point. He's not anymore. Somebody else. It might even be my friend Chrissy Lee. I don't know who's president. But Frank, I hear he's a very good guy. He's a very good businessman on Staten Island. He's one of the top guys on Staten Island, from what I understand, in business. And one of these days I will frequent his business. Andy Mackman, 40 years old. Happy birthday, Andy. For a month I worked at an insurance company. I met a few people, made a few friends that I still talk to on Facebook every once in a great while. Andy's birthday was yesterday, 40 years old. Welcome to 40. I guess now we're saying happy birthday. Start today. I like it. You got my vote. Chaz wannabe start today's running mate. Actually, no offense to start today. He'll be my running mate once I get his name. I'll consider it. Let's put it this way: if anybody's I'm not going to be a running mate unless you tell me that you have more plans than I do. Anyway, back to birthdays. Luis Toro. I worked with him when I was was I a teenager or was I in my early 20s? I think I was a teenager. It was at ShopRite. Yeah, way back when. In West Long Ranch. Happy birthday, Luis. And Joe Gaetano, brother of Bubba, 59 years old. Happy birthday. Okay, friends' birthdays today. There's a couple. Oops, what happened there? Tom Wilkins. 2 of the 3 are fairly to very popular. Sorry, Joe, you're not popular, but you're a good friend of the family. Tom, if you know him, and you know the name, that means you follow swimming, or you went to CBA like me. Tom Wilkins was a swimming phenom in high school. That he was so good, he went to the 2000 Summer Olympics. Where were those Summer Olympics? Can anybody tell me? I'll wait. Can anybody tell me where the 2000 Summer Olympics were? We know 96 was Atlanta. Where was 2000? Are we going to Google or are we actually going to answer? Nope, we got an answer. Maybe. Let's see. China. Incorrect start today. You're close, though. It's on that part of the world. It says it's Australia. They were in Perth, Australia, if I'm correct. Now, like I said, Tom was on that team that he made the swim team, got a bronze medal, from what I've been read and been told. Was made a CBA Hall of Famer, I want to say 2 years ago. I'm sure he's on other halls of fame. He might become a New Jersey Hall of Famer at some point. And we weren't the greatest of friends. We know each other, but we weren't the greatest of friends, unfortunately. But happy birthday, Tommy, 49 years old. So that's where the cutoff was. Everybody who's now 49, I know, and I'm 48. So there's the cutoff line for everybody who went to school. I went to school with. Jack Curry, another famous person. Oh, 2 comments. Happy birthday, Australia. No. Happy birthday, Tom. Anyway, he won in the summer of 2000. So he got his bronze medal anniversary is 24 years this past summer. So I don't know why you're saying happy birthday, Australia. I don't even know when their birthday is. Jack Curry, if you're a Yankees fan, which I know starts today, you are not, and Bucking Blue, I don't recall if you are, but Jack Curry works for the Yankees. He's not from Australia. He's from New Jersey. He swam in Australia. Jesus, dude, you're hurting my brain. I know you're a Mets fan. That I do know. You're hurting my brain. Tom is not from Australia. If I went to school with him in Lincroft, New Jersey, he's from New Jersey. He's not from Australia. I promise you that. Anyway, Jack Curry, Yankee analyst and author of multiple books about Yankees. I have at least one of them, which I've yet to read. And Beth will tell you I don't read any of my books. Anyway, so Jack Curry's birthday. I don't know how old he is. I think he was surrounded. He's in his early to late 50s, if I'm correct. So somewhere in that 50 range. But he did the best thing for me. One of the best things I've ever been able to do. I was given 2 seats to a Yankee game in 2012, left by Jack Curry, because he saw a lot of the things I went through in 2012 on Facebook, and decided to message me and said, "You've had a rough year. Here's 2 tickets on me. Just go to the will call desk." And I had 2 tickets. I was in complete shock. It was amazing. It was only my second or third time to Yankee Stadium. Like, it was really cool that he did that. And it was the last game of the year. That's how cool it was. It was the last game of the year. And if I'm correct, it was the Red Sox too. So again, now we could look it up. It's 2012. So October 3rd, I want to say it was. I think I got a hat from there. That's how I know. And it doesn't fit me anymore. So yeah, Jack Curry, happy birthday. I absolutely appreciate what you did for me back then. And then Joseph Jacob, like I said, happy birthday, family friend of the Kwasses. He's 47 today. Tomorrow and beyond. So tomorrow, Tuesday and beyond. Al Queen, one of my oldest friends. Friend of my father's originally. He's a bowler, was a bowler. I think he might still be bowling. He's 83 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Al. Sal Rufino, cousin of nephew of my boss back when I was working for Rufino's in Eatontown. And also cousin to Chris and Stephanie. Sal, I think, is still in Eatontown, at least working in Eatontown. So happy birthday, Sal. Sharon McVeigh, happy birthday, 51 years old. I work with Sharon. If I remember correctly, Sharon at the Freehold Acme. Happy birthday, Sharon. Wednesday, a family friend from St. Jerome's and classmate's mother. Nicole Buono, she's not Buono anymore. Nicole, her mother, Joanne Buono, 71 years old. Happy birthday. So that puts her, if she's 71, my mother's 70. My mother's actually older than she is. Okay, yeah, my mother's actually a year older than her. So, happy birthday, Joanne. Mike Kelly, a very good bowler out of Middlesex County, at Majestic Lanes in Hope Lawn. Mike Kelly, 35, on Wednesday. Happy birthday. Another bowler. Here we go. Thursday, Cody Hochstrasser. He's now bowling in Ocean Lanes, I believe. He's not at Hazlitt anymore. But it is his birthday on Thursday. Happy birthday. My now brother-in-law, Bill Wallace, Dr. Bill Wallace, he's a doctor of Colin can help me out on this if Colin ever watched it. Colin doesn't watch it anymore. Colin's also his brother-in-law. He's known him a lot longer than me. I want to say Bill is a doctor of nature or water nature. I would need help on this. I'm not a doctor. I've never been a doctor. I don't want to be a doctor. I want to do this. So whatever Bill is a doctor of, and he works in Staten Island. He works at the university. Happy birthday on Thursday. Oh wait, I'm probably gonna see him. Duh, it's Thanksgiving. Uh Comment. I'm confused. Who is Tom? Okay. I'll go back for a second. Where is it? I'll go back to that. No, this one. That's Tom. You can look him up. Bucking Blue. Tom Wilkins, 49. He was a swimmer at Christian Brothers Academy when I went there back in 1994. He made the team to go to the 2000 Olympics. I believe he had to make the 99 team. He swam every year in college. I know that. I followed him a lot because he was one of the more popular and more athletic people that came out of our class in 1994. That's Tom Wilkins. So he got a bronze medal um, in Australia for swimming. I don't know which event you could Google it. It will you'll find it fairly easily. All right, so Bill Wallace 59 on Thursday on Thanksgiving. Same with Cody Hochstrasser. So happy Thanksgiving and happy birthday. And lastly, also on Thanksgiving, a good friend of mine lost a couple years ago, and he would have turned 51 today. Kevin O'Grady, I miss you, buddy. I wish I could have seen you before you left this earth. He was a good guy. Apparently God takes the good ones early. He was a good guy. Okay, he swam for USA in the Olympics in Australia. Yes, now Start Today gets it. Bravo, you get a gold star. Start Today. You get a gold star. Okay, so that is Thursday. That is Turkey Day. Next Friday, Juan Carlos Colon. I don't know his age. He's younger than me. He's either late 30s, early 40s. Of course, I'll probably be wrong, and he's 50. Either way. He's in my football pool. He works at Cary with me. Happy birthday, Carlos, on Friday. Brett Kimmins. Pretty sure I worked with him less than a year at Acme. Happy birthday, Brett. 39, almost at that 40. Mitch Kirsten, another bowler. In my 300 plus bowlers I know. That's Mitch Kirsten. He's 67. Teresa Hayes, another bowler. She's a wife of one of the other guys I used to hang out with. No, wait, that's a different Teresa. That's Farmer. Teresa Hayes and Heather are Acme employees, or were Acme employees. So it's both their birthdays on Friday. Teresa turns 31, Heather turns 41. And Lisa Flood is on Saturday. You might remember Lisa Flood. She's probably going to win my football pool this week. So that's Lisa Flood. Happy birthday on Saturday. 2 comments. Happy birthday, Tom. You think you can do a live interview with Tom? I would love to one of these days. Maybe in the summer. I'll make a mental note. You know what? Let's see if I have his email address. I'm curious. Let's go to my Google contacts. I'm really curious on this. Now that you guys are talking about it, that would be a good interview. Let's see. Do I have Tommy Wilkins? I don't. I might have to message him on Facebook. Nope, I don't have him in my contacts. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to message him on Facebook. But that's a good idea, guys. I give you credit on that one. That's a good idea. I'll definitely think about that, especially. I mean, it'll be more than 25 years. No, next year would be 25 years. So yeah, that might not be so bad of an idea. 25 years after, that would be pretty cool. Sorry, I'm looking at my email. 43 people visited my profile. Oh, that's awesome on LinkedIn. An interview with Weatherby. There's not much to talk about unless we're going to get personal. I mean, I'd be curious what she thought about me when I was 17. Probably nothing. I'm just spitballing questions for an interview. what do you interview? I mean, she likes weather. She's got two daughters who just graduated. One's still in, the other's not. What am I interviewing her about? I don't know. Anyway, banners. Okay, so we're done with birthdays of the week. It was a short one. I wasn't going to go 2-3 weeks of birthdays. That would have been way too much. Already at an hour and a half. So if anyone wants to join again in the conversation, please email me, chazzroyalt@gmail.com. And the next episode will not be next week. The next episode, comment, the science of weather. Yeah, that I ain't doing that. I have no interest in the science of weather. 'Cause she's not, okay. By her being weather biatch, she's not a weather person. She didn't go to school for it. I'm not asking her questions she can't answer. I'd be better off getting the guy who goes to the hurricanes all the time. Mario? No, it's not Mario. We'd love to hear about her hurricane formations. Oh, about hurricane formation? I don't think she'd know that. Again, you got to get somebody who works for the Weather Channel. That would be the person to get. Anyway, so episode 63 will be on December 10th at 8 p.m. Here's why. Next week, Beth is having surgery. She's getting a sleeve put in. She's been prepping for 3 months for this. And her surgery date is the 4th. So the 3rd and the 2nd, she's going to be still in that realm of, eating almost nothing because she's got to get that liver down so they can operate. So I will not be on next week. Football pools are still going through. Basketball is still going through. Still working, at least through the 3rd. Through the 4th. I'm working on the 4th, but she goes, I'm taking her in on the 4th, and I'm off the next 2 days. And I know what this comment's probably going to be, and I'm going to appreciate it, I'm sure. Okay, I'm trying to be serious here, and you guys are going in there. She's real, but she's not a weather person. She's not AI Bucking Blue. I promise you that. I took her to my senior prom. She's not AI. She's married to an army guy. She has 2 daughters. She's real. She just claims to be the weather biatch. That's one of her. She changes her name on an every other day basis. She'll admit this herself. Like, with Facebook, you can do that. No, you thought she was a real weather person today? No, she's not. I don't know any weather people. I don't. The only person I know now, I have his email address and contact information. This is bad news. What people claim isn't always what they are, okay? She is a person who lives in South Jersey with a husband and 2 daughters. That's what she is. She just claims to be the weather biatch. And that's fine. That's her gimmick. She's allowed to do that. She's at least not as... no, I'll keep my mouth shut on that. I'm not going to say that. She is who she is, okay? So she's a liar. No, she's not a liar. She's not a liar. She's pretending to be somebody else to be funny. That's what she's doing. It's kind of like acting. You're heartbroken. You should be heartbroken because you can't have her because she's married. That's where you should be heartbroken. Anyway, you're killing me, bro. Anyway, can we get back to what I'm saying? And stop being heartbroken about weather biatch. Thank you. Anyway, as I was saying, so I can finish this, I am not going to be here because Beth is having surgery on the 4th. So the 3rd is out. I need to be more focused on the wife and her surgery and her well-being and everything else. The 10th, I'll be back, unless she's not doing well, but I don't suspect that because she'll be home for 2 days after. She should be back to work from home here, so I suspect she'll be better. This is a long process for her. She's trying to get healthy, and I would definitely appreciate any of the support that you guys will give her down the road. If you don't know her, go back to one of my earlier um, episodes. She's in it. She's actually in one where she's talking about the Eagles and the people who are ticking her off. It's one of my greater episodes. It's actually a lot of people. I think there's 85 views. It's crazy how many views I have on it. In a year and a half that it's still growing, and a lot of that has to do with Beth. So I'd love to have her on more, but it's not feasible at the moment. Big support, wishing her well. Thank you, Starts. I appreciate it. So like I said, so I'll be on week episode 63. So that will be weeks. What are we, week 12, 13? So we're going coming from week 15 for football. So we're getting closer, and college football will be done. We'll know who the CFP, the college football playoff, will be. We should know in 2 weeks. So that will be fun to pick, and be prepared if you're interested. And I'm going to talk about this that day. There will be a college football pool. I'm going to do it with one of these pool host or CBS Sports or something like that. Be prepared. I will be talking about that. 3 people on. I wonder who that third person is. Anyway, all right. So this is the end of my show. Tamba, if that's you, you got a lot to watch, man. Next show will be episode 63 on December 10th at 8 p.m. I'm signing off. It's been real. I'm glad I'm back. I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Until then, be good. And maybe we'll get Weather Biatch on. All right? Talk to you all soon. Have a good night.